Everybody knows when you go to the show, you can't take the kids along. You've got to read the paper and know the code. G, P, G, and R and X. You got to know what the movie's about before you even go. Tex Ritter's gone and Disney's dead. The screen is filled with sex. Whatever happened to Randolph Scott riding this trail alone? Whatever happened to Gene and Tex and Roy and Rex and the Randall kid? Oh, whatever happened to Randolph Scott, his horse plain as could be? Whatever happened to Randolph Scott has happened to the best of me.
Hello. Is Tannerite Ranch open for business?
Sure. Come on in.
That's how you do it.
Thank you.
Welcome to Tannerite Ranch. We are getting things ready here, getting things all cleaned up. And we are going to have a very nice Tannerite Ranch for you today. First, we're going to start with 8 tips about concealed carry, especially for the ladies. We're going to get stuck into that. We're going to talk about what you need to do. We're going to talk to a bunch of different ladies, and then we're going to actually end with the tip of having fun. And that will be our segue into blowing stuff up. So today we're going to be looking at, probably look at a Glock. We'll look at a M&P Shield. We'll look at a Sig Sauer. We'll go and shoot them. And of course we also have some Tannerite. So we're going to have to get stuck into that as well. So it should be a lot of fun. Okay, so before we get to the before we get to the victim girl who's going to be doing the shooting and all that kind of stuff today, we have one of the ladies here of Tannerite Ranch who has a lot of experience shooting and until now has never missed a Tannerite shot. But so what are your tips about, especially ladies, carrying a concealed weapon?
I would say one thing my dad always told me is to be aware of your surroundings.
Please disperse! Nothing to see here, please!
Because if there's a situation where you can get out, take it. Your weapon is for a scenario where you have no other choice. So don't try and be the hero, because in the end that could end up being worse off for you than just exiting the bad situation that you're in.
Wow.
But it's a lucky thing I had my pieces.
Your pieces?
My guns.
Oh.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang!
Wow.
Bang!
Also, it doesn't really have to do with carrying, but firearms in general, like rule number 1 is to just never aim your weapon in an area that you don't intend to shoot, whether you're just shooting out here for fun or...
That's much better.
Showing somebody or talking it out. If you don't intend to shoot in that direction, don't aim it there, because you never know when there could be an accident that could resolve in a scenario that is bad.
So you're not the Crime Stopper. You leave that to the police. A weapon is only to get you out of a bad situation, and not to play the hero.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so that's also one of our. I think that's our first tip of the day is, if you are going to a place where you think you might need a weapon, don't go there.
Yeah.
Yeah? So if you think you need a weapon, don't go there at all. So that'll be tip number 1. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Stop.
What if I don't say the... What if I'm not as good as the last take?
You'll be better.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to continue with the advice from people who actually carry weapons, have gone through courses, and would like to share some of their wisdom with us. So when we're talking about, especially a young lady, carrying a weapon, what would be maybe your top 2 or 3 pieces of advice?
So we were taught to practice as we carry. So whether you're carrying on the waistband or a belly band or a crossbody purse, you should always do some practicing with whatever application you're using.
Right.
Now be careful, because a 44 Magnum has quite a kick.
Damn, that was fun.
Also, don't go somewhere. If you wouldn't go someplace without your gun, then you shouldn't go there with your gun, because clearly it's a place that you don't feel safe.
Yeah.
And by going into an environment like that, you could just be putting yourself in extra bad trouble with your gun. So stay away from any place you don't feel comfortable with or without a firearm. And then just the fact that there is, I don't have the statistic, but a lot of crime thwarted just by the fact that you show your firearm.
Just an everyday family gathering here. The guy on the left is our self-defender, and you see him pay attention, and he's aware of these guys coming by. And as they do, you can see him reach in his waistband here, and they turn around. And what we're going to see here is that he has actually drawn a firearm, and because they see that firearm, they just go back on up the street. No matter what, they're not going to mess with it. You can see him there.
You never want to draw it unless it's your last resort. You don't draw that firearm until you're ready to take the life of what you're pointing it at.
So that's that. Okay. So you were taught to show it without actually pulling it out.
They taught us to yell, a perpetrator that might be coming at you, taught to yell at them, stop, so that they look at you, and then you lift your shirt or your dress, or open your purse, whatever it is, show them that you are armed. And lots of times that will scare them off, because they then don't see you as the easy target anymore.
Okay, but you shouldn't pull your gun out until you're ready to fire.
Correct. Yeah, until you're ready to shoot and prepared to shoot. So,
and how do you
don't scare them by drawing it. You only potentially scare them off by showing it.
And so how do you get yourself in the mindset of I'm going to shoot somebody? How do you actually get to that point?
I don't know you can really prepare yourself for that. You just have to be looking at it as that's my last resort. If I don't do this, the life of my child or spouse or my own life is going to be taken.
Okay. So there's some other good tips, and they fall right in line with the other short interview that we did, and also some of the tips that we're going to be working with here in just a minute with our final volunteer before we actually get into shooting and plonking and all that kind of thing. By the way, if you have found an extra pistol kind of lying around a fairgrounds or something like that, I used to be on Trump's Secret Service detail, and after he was almost assassinated, I was trying to put my gun back in the holster, and it just fell on the ground someplace, and I ran off. So I'm no longer in the Secret Service, but I would like to have my gun back. Okay, so you can see yourself in there, and I'll just be going like this. Yeah. So we are here with our final interview from people who have experience with concealed carry weapons and have gone through the courses and that kind of thing. And this is the proprietor of Tannerite Ranch, so we should listen extra carefully. So what 2 or 3 tips that you would give to someone who is going to carry and wants to have a little bit better idea of how they should be thinking about carrying a weapon?
I'd say the first thing, and probably most important, is to have training and be familiar with your weapon before you ever carry it, because just carrying it doesn't make you a good person with a firearm. So
Yeah.
lots of practice and training.
Yeah.
So both hands in motion, straight to the target, follow through. All right. Both hands in motion, straight to the target, follow through.
And then after that, once you are carrying, I would say I always have told the kids to keep their head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Always be aware of what's around you.
Yeah.
And don't try being a hero. Your objective is not to go fight crime. That's for law enforcement.
Yeah.
Your objective is just protect yourself and your family if need be.
Right.
Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Right.
And lastly, there's one of the courses we went to, they always told us to get off the X, which means if something's happening and you yell at someone or tell someone to do something and then move. Don't just freeze and stand in one spot.
So tell me how would that actually look? You say, hey, stop coming towards me, I'm armed, and then you move? Is that how it works?
Yeah, you would just you may say that and then you step 2 or 3 steps off to the side. So then when they look where the noise was, they may be looking not right at you. But then you're always always moving. Instead of that helps you keep going instead of freezing up.
Right.
So.
Okay. So some other really good tips there that we can take along. So we'll move now from the advice of people who have been there and got the T-shirt, and we'll move into some of the top 8 tips, and then we'll do some shooting. Okay, so here is our Tannerite Ranch victim today. She's going to be shooting with a Sig Sauer macro and some other stuff. We're going to get an MP shield and that kind of thing. So what we want to do is go through some of the tips that we've come up with. Yeah. So one of the tips is do not go where you think you might need a gun. Do you go any places where you think you might need a gun?
No, I think that is not the right thing to do, because you put yourself in an unsafe situation and you don't want to be that in the first place. Be there. So yeah.
Okay. So the other one is that you should carry it on your body. Yeah. Instead of in a purse, even though there are some good purse applications that you could, a sling or something like that. What do you think about carrying it on your body, and how would you do that?
I think carrying it on your body, I think all the tips that I've heard, it's a good idea because you can draw quicker if you're in an unsafe situation, instead of grabbing for your bag and then having to.
People ask what fits in my mini Fendi baguette because it's the size of a coin purse, but I'll show you can take everything you need for a night out. My happiness stick, a makeup wipe in case I want to sleep over somewhere, a contact lens in case I want clear vision. You're wondering if a credit card fits in here. I wouldn't know. I don't pay for things.
Go and look for it in your bag. I think I would rather carry it on my person so I can be more aware of where it is and if I needed to grab it quickly.
Yeah, I think so. We are going to do the next one. We will hopefully have some malfunctions. And so clearing malfunctions was really important. If you watched a lot of police videos, now and again you see them shooting, and then there's a malfunction. There's one of the casings is stuck, and sometimes that goes really well, and sometimes you see some really incompetent police not able to clear their weapon very well. Clearly they hadn't practiced it much, but we're going to practice that today. And we're going to practice in different positions. So you're going to get to do it standing, but you're also going to get to do it kneeling and even sitting down. Yeah, and just to see how those different ones feel. One of the tips is look at state law, because state law is different about can you carry it on you? Can you carry it concealed in your car? Do you need to carry it on you, or may you absolutely not carry it on you? Do you need to have it in the trunk, or do you need to have it in the glove box? So see your state for those specific laws. Again, you're not a Crime Stopper, so you shouldn't use the gun to, pretend that you're a police officer or something like that. And the other one that we had was be ready to fight. Yeah, be ready to fight or flight. The other thing that you should do, if you can, and I know that you're a very good athlete, is to run. Yeah, and to get away. So let's just practice that. If you were going to run away, do you think you could get away from me?
Yes, I think so.
I don't think so. So we're going to give this a try. So I'm going to come up as an attacker, and I'm going to have a weapon, a knife, a very blunt knife in my hand, and she is going to choose not to fight and not to draw her gun, but to run away. Let's see how that goes. Much more effective than a gun. So now let's get over to the shooting.
Klaar! Klaar! Gila nechtig! Salma, Salma, look!
So here's what happened. The rest of the videos, all 80 gigabytes of them, were corrupted. Mostly due to me. And I'm very sorry for that.
Aren't you gonna cuff me? Put me in a chokehold? Blind me with pepper spray?
You heard him, officer. He admitted it.
I'd go with the pepper spray.
Yes, I heard him all right. He said he was sorry.
So what I'm going to do for the rest of this video is show you some of the greatest hits from other Tannerite Ranch videos. And I'm very, very sorry. And next time, I'll do a better job. Until then.
I didn't feel anything.
There you go. Huh? That's good. All right. We have plenty of ammo and plenty of chicks.
Cool.
Okay, the other member is back from football practice. You need to take that off and put this on.
Very nice.
Tannerite is an explosive substance.
I didn't do it! Okay. Everybody just calm down.
Oh, really looking good, looking good. Everybody's ready. This is going to be great. Haha, got it.
Got it.
I got a plan. Might get us both killed, but if it works, it'll be a totally boss story. Cool?
No, it's not cool.
Cool.
No, I said it's not cool. I said it's not.
Here I am, stuck at home with a plastic gun.
We're going to strap this Hewlett-Packard body armor onto my buddy Ryan, and we're going to see if it'll stop a bullet.
Probably not.
Probably not.